Pakistan and Afghanistan are now staring at one of their most serious military escalations in years. Pakistan has carried out airstrikes on Kabul, Paktia and Kandahar, and its Defence Minister Khawaja Asif has declared that the situation amounts to open war. On the other side, Taliban spokesperson Zabihullah Mujahid says Afghanistan has launched large-scale offensive operations against Pakistani military positions along the border. So how did things reach this point? At the heart of the conflict lies the Durand Line, the 2,611-kilometer border that separates the two countries. Afghanistan has never formally recognized this boundary, arguing that it was an imposed colonial-era demarcation that divided ethnic Pashtun communities. For decades, this unresolved dispute has created friction. But since the Taliban returned to power in Kabul in 2021, tensions have intensified sharply. Pakistan accuses Afghanistan's Taliban government of allowing the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, or TTP, to operate from Afghan soil. The TTP is a militant group formed in 2007 that has carried out deadly attacks inside Pakistan, especially in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan provinces. While the Afghan Taliban and the TTP are separate organizations, they share ideological and historical links. Islamabad insists Kabul must crack down on the TTP. Kabul denies harboring militants and instead accuses Pakistan of violating its sovereignty. In recent months, cross-border attacks have surged. Pakistan says Afghan forces attacked its military posts, prompting retaliatory airstrikes deep inside Afghanistan, including in Kabul. Afghan authorities claim they responded to earlier Pakistani strikes that killed civilians, including women and children. Casualty figures from both sides are sharply contested, and independent verification remains difficult. What makes this escalation particularly dangerous is the shift in strategy. Pakistan appears to be using more aggressive, kinetic air power, targeting what it calls Taliban defense infrastructure and ammunition depots. Afghanistan, which lacks a functional air force, is reportedly relying on artillery fire and unconventional tactics. Analysts warn that while a full-scale ground invasion is unlikely, sustained artillery exchanges and cross-border strikes could continue.
दुरुस्त काम हुआ है, बेहतरीन हुआ है कि जो उन लोगों ने छुप के वार किया है तो सामना तो करना चाहिए। तो इसी प्रोसीजर में जो अभी सही है, इन लोगों ने सही किया, बहुत अच्छा काम किया। हमारी पाक आर्मी ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है।
हाँ माशाल्लाह पाकिस्तानी ने अच्छा किया है, या अफगान ने तो हमला करके बहुत अच्छा किया है, क्योंकि वो भी पाकिस्तानियों को मार रहे थे। अब किया हम लोगों ने।
This is not just a border skirmish. It reflects deeper structural mistrust. Pakistan believes instability in its western provinces is being fueled by militants crossing over from Afghanistan. Afghanistan's Taliban government sees Pakistan's actions as aggression and interference. Diplomatic efforts, including a ceasefire mediated last year, have failed to produce lasting calm. International reactions have been cautious but concerned. Antonio Guterres has urged both sides to respect international law and avoid further escalation. Abbas Araghchi has called for dialogue and good neighborly relations, especially during Ramadan. India has condemned Pakistan's strikes, accusing Islamabad of externalizing its internal failures. The reality is that both nations face serious internal security and economic challenges. Prolonged military confrontation would strain already fragile systems. Afghanistan's economy is struggling under sanctions and isolation. Pakistan is battling inflation, political turbulence, and rising militant violence. An open war benefits neither side. The key question now is whether this remains a limited but intense exchange of fire, or whether it spirals further. History shows that flare-ups along the Durand Line are frequent. But direct airstrikes on Kabul and a public declaration of open war mark a significant escalation. Unless diplomatic backchannels reopen quickly, the risk of sustained conflict will remain high. And for civilians on both sides of the border, the consequences could be devastating.